Senator Ayotte, Senator Thune, Governor Sununu, and other distinguished guests here this evening, I'd like to welcome you to AFP New Hampshire's annual Conservative of the Year dinner. It is an honor and great privilege for me to be here with all of you this evening as we celebrate and pay tribute to this year's distinguished Conservative of the Year nominee, our very own US Senator Kelly Ayotte. Senator Conservative of the Year. That is an extraordinary title and certainly one that is very well deserved. You know, as conservatives and more importantly Americans, we believe that opportunity and individual liberty will always trump dependence and entitlements. We see that our freedoms are under attack every day by those who believe that government is greater than the people. Yet we know that the very foundation of our great nation is built upon the conservative values of limited government and unlimited opportunity. In Senator Kelly Ayotte, Granite Staters have chosen a strong, dedicated, articulate leader in the fight to preserve the conservative foundation of our nation. Senator Ayotte doesn't just campaign on these values. She votes for them in the United States Senate, and she lives them every day, as a wife and as a mom. And Senator, just to be very clear, no matter what Hillary Rosen or Harry Reid or President Obama might suggest, we respect and value your hard work as a mother every bit as much as we do your hard work as a U.S. Senator. Senator Ayotte has brought fresh ideas, a new energy, and bold leadership to Washington, and that is the kind of leadership that has made New Hampshire the greatest state in the country. And as a parent of young children as well, Colby, Lindsay, and Tommy Tornado, Susie and I often ponder and consider what kind of nation and world we would like our children to grow up in. When I tell Lindsay that here in the United States of America you can grow up to be anything that you are willing to work hard for, I mean that. That is a promise to my children that I intend to keep. That's a promise my parents made to me, and that is the promise of individual liberty that we as conservatives are fighting to protect for all of our children every day. A few moments ago, we all stood up to sing our nation's national anthem. In 1814, Francis Scott Key witnessed one of America's great battles to preserve her freedom. He was so moved by the American flag that continued to wave throughout that battle, visible in the rocket's red glare, that he put pen to paper and he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. The fight to preserve freedom in our nation is an ongoing battle, one that never ends. And it is the battle for freedom, for liberty, for opportunity, and for prosperity that at the end of the day defines us all as Americans. Now I know that there are days when it truly feels like a battle, like a constant fight against an unrelenting force that wants to make our state and our nation look more like a European welfare state. But it is a battle worth fighting and one that we must not lose. For our children, for our neighbors across New Hampshire, and for all future generations, we must be unwavering, undaunted, and unafraid to preserve the principles that have made us one great nation under God. And that is why tonight we stand with Senator Ayotte and Senator Thune and fight for the repeal of intrusive, job-crushing, unconstitutional legislation like Obamacare. That is why we fight to cut taxes and fees and regulations. It's why we fight to empower the individual, protect our liberties, and preserve a free and prosperous America for all of our children. And that is also why tonight we stand with the sponsor of this great event, Americans for Prosperity. AFP New Hampshire has been on the front lines fighting to protect the core conservative values that make both our state and our nation stronger. We are very fortunate here in New Hampshire to have a leader of this organization who, whether it's fighting to pass right to work, repeal Reggie, or just plain old fighting taxes and spending, has been unabashedly unafraid to take the fight directly to the liberals in both Concord and in Washington. And I am proud to have stood in the trenches with him, as he is one of the finest grassroots leaders we have here for the conservative cause in our state. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce to you our host for the evening, the New Hampshire Director for Americans for Prosperity, and my good friend, Mr. Corey Lewandowski.
GrokTV.